Life as We Know It with Tom Walton.
I've always been fascinated by history, especially as recorded in America's newspapers long, long ago. Many stories that, for better or worse, would not make the newspaper today were featured prominently in the printed press a century or more ago. It was a simpler time. Thanks to the good people at the Mohawk Historical Society in my old hometown of Sycamore, Ohio, some of those stories occasionally reappear in the Society's newsletter. Let me share a few. From the New York Evening World in April 1916, this dispatch from Peking, China, quote, "After investigating, the Peking police have found that poker is fast superseding other forms of gambling here and is likely to upset the morals of the Chinese. So they put a ban on the American game and have forbidden booksellers to deal in cards or books, giving instructions on how to play." End quote. Yeah, like the Chinese wrote the book on morality. From the Salt Lake Herald in March 1884, this news, quote, "Secretary Morton has issued a circular in answer to inquiries, saying that the government rainmaking experiments did not produce such results as to justify the belief that they could be developed into any commercial importance." End quote. Well, it's too late to console Secretary Morton, but we've been trying to make it rain ever since. From the Washington Herald in October 1913, quote, "A tincture made of 1/2 ounce of oil of mace, mixed with 1 pint of deodorized alcohol, rubbed upon the bald spot 3 times a day, should induce hair to appear again. Friction is invaluable." End quote. Maybe this is the expression, "go soak your head." Here's a story you wouldn't have found anywhere else but the Sycamore Star in May 1880. A favorite magpie, which had become accustomed to receiving its daily bits of food from the mouth of its mistress, one day perched as usual on her shoulder and inserted its beak between her lips, not to receive but to give, for one good turn deserves another. The grateful bird dropped an immense, green, fat caterpillar in the kind lady's mouth. End quote. Now, the story didn't say how the lady reacted, but caterpillars are loaded with protein, so there's that. Here's another from the Washington Herald in August 1922. Quote, "Any man 7 feet tall and weighing only 130 pounds might be expected to be his own identification. But the New York police are unable to ascertain the identity of such a man who was killed in a traffic accident. The man was about 23 years old and apparently was a laborer." End quote. Too bad there was no National Basketball Association in those days. Hey, which one of you teams is missing a 7-footer? Finally, this one's a personal favorite. It's from the Sycamore Leader in April 1903. Quote, "Herman Stutz administered a horsewhipping to Benjamin Meck on the streets of Upper Sandusky last Friday morning. Undue attention to the former's wife is alleged to be the cause for the unusual activity." End quote. Remember, you heard it here first.
Life as We Know It is written and hosted by Tom Walton and is a production of WGTE Public Media. Life as We Know It with Tom Walton can be heard on WGTE FM 91 every Monday afternoon during All Things Considered at 5:44 p.m. Or hear past episodes at WGTE.org/life.